You and I were watching that game in the Dortmund game. They drew 2-2 Sevilla.
Yes.
Dortmund go through 5-4 on penalties. We're going to talk Haaland in a moment, but there was a bizarre moment in that game, wasn't there? Where, do you want to explain what happened?
Well, there was an incident that took place in the box where Haaland has gone through. The cross has been overhit, and the defender Cundy, spelled with the K, kind of impedes him in some way. There's not a huge amount in it. Anyway, play is allowed to go on, and there was quite a gap.
About 3 minutes.
We're talking minutes, not seconds,
that's right.
between that and what happened next. So Haaland has managed to bundle his way through from the edge of the box. He's managed to I'm just watching what happened there. Right now,
With the goalkeeper.
Now I understand why Haaland's done it. We'll talk about that again.
Okay.
Sorry,
so that was after the first penalty, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Haaland has managed to bundle his way through, and as he's bundled his way through, he's been.
This is afterwards. This is after the incident.
After the incident, I know it sounds very confusing. Try and hang in there, gang, and just try and bear with me.
But this is where football is now.
Yes, this is where football is, and as he's bundled his way through, he has caught shoulders.
He's bounced off the defender.
Yeah, the defender's bounced. He's so strong and so big, right? Yeah. Anyway, as that's happened, as he's bundled his way through, the ball has kind of bobbled between him and the goalkeeper, and somehow, in a very tight angle, he's managed to scoop it over the keeper and put it into the back of the net.
So Haaland scored the goal.
Haaland scores a goal. He runs off celebrating, right? And it looked like, fair enough, that VAR is going to have a look at this, because there was the defender has gone down in a bit of a heap.
Are coming together.
Yeah. And anyway, the referee has then been told to go over to see the monitor, which he does, and he is then looking at the monitor and sees the incident, and it can go one way or the other. If the goal was disallowed, I can understand it. If it still stood, you can understand that as well. Then all of a sudden, as we're watching it, then they start showing us something that happened 3 minutes ago, which was the incident I told you about with Cundy, which was in the box, where looks like he may well have either given him a little tug on the back of the shirt, and then in the end Haaland's gone down. So the referee has then disallowed the goal. He's then gone back to the incident which happened a couple of minutes before and given the penalty.
And then what's happened when the penalty's been taken?
So the penalty has been awarded. Haaland has taken it, left foot. He's gone down to the goalkeeper's left-hand side. As he's done that, the ball has been saved. It's hit the post, and it's then rebounded away. It's gone up the other end. As it's gone up the other end, it looks like Sevilla might be getting a free kick on the edge of the box. No, not a bit of it. VAR has stepped in again, and the goalkeeper, as a judge, to have been off the line, which he was. Then Haaland has then taken the penalty again. This time he goes the same way, as does the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper can't keep out. It squirms in. As it squirms in, Haaland seems to just go with the keeper.
And then what happened?
They won it. They went through.
Yeah.
No, that's not the end of it.
No, that's not. So he got booked for that. For goading.
We think he got booked because there was a bit of a coming together.
He went up to the goalkeeper and went,
But
we've just seen.
Yes, the goalkeeper who saved the first penalty, once he saved it, has then goaded Haaland, and then Haaland's had his own back because the penalty was retaken. I mean,
it was farcical, wasn't it? I said to you when watching it, it was a little bit like watching the NFL. It's stop, start, stop, start, stop, start.
Yeah. And Sevilla scored. They scored in the 96th minute. So actually, the scoreline, even though they went through Dortmund, they looked like they were going to go through 5-3. In the end, they scored in the 96th minute, Sevilla, which made it 5-4. But 96 minutes is just too little, too late. I'm afraid.
Well explained.
I don't know whether it was, mate.
That was awful. So the reason I asked you that is because I want to talk a little bit about Haaland.
Right.
Mm-hmm. What a player he is. He'll be 21 in July. Have I got that right? I think 21 in July.
Yep.
He's got his contract comes to an end at the end of next summer, so 2022.
No, I think his release clause
comes into effect
next summer.
Yes, so you're right. Which is around about £60 million.
Yeah, thereabouts. Yeah.
So you have to ask the question: will the club cash in now? And the obvious answer, you would assume, would be without a doubt.
Yeah, it depends what's being offered. I mean, you're going to have to make it quite substantial.
How much?
I think there's going to have to be 3 figures there. I think.
Without doubt. Without doubt.
Yeah, for them to be interested.
Is he, in your opinion, the most promising centre forward in world football? I don't think you can really compare him to Mbappe, can you?
No, they're different types. He's a bit of a throwback, Haaland.
Yeah, he is.
He's a little bit like that number 9 that we grew up watching. You know, that where they used to.
Well, on the breakfast show this morning, they were likening him to Mark Hateley.
I get that. I kind of get that actually.
Yeah.
I understand that the similarity that they're making there. He is a bit of a throwback, but he's a throwback, and he's ridiculous. That's the best way to describe him right now. I think he's got 20 goals already this season in the Champions League.
Yes, he has. Yeah,
20. He scored in every game he's played. He scored.
Yeah.
I mean,
is that this season in 14 games?
I think he has. Yeah, I think he has.
Sure?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's this way. If he's not, if he scored in every single game, he scored at least. He scored 2 tonight. So
He scored 20 goals in 14 games in the Champions League.
Yeah, those numbers are off the scale.
Yeah. Harry Kane, it took 24 games for him to get to that.
Well, Kane's superb as well, isn't he? But we're talking about a young man here who's just out of his teens, who is the most sought after player that's affordable on the planet. Mbappe's going to cost you an arm and a leg, a little bit like our West Ham friend last night.
Yeah.
People are talking about Neymar. Neymar's going to, they're going to want their money back on Neymar if they're going to sell him. We're talking, nearly close to 200 million. Haaland, you could get. I know it sounds ridiculous to say this, but you can get him quite cheap.
What's cheap, 130?
Well, I think Dortmund might be tempted at 100.
Really?
That's 40 million over and above what they're going to get next year.
Yeah.
If you double it, let's say 120, you're probably going to get them. You're probably going to get them. But then...
Do you have a problem with that kind of money in the current climate we're living in?
No.
Okay. No, the reason I say is some fans, I'm sure, will.
Well, I'm sure. It's obscene. I'm not going to sit here and say it's not, but football's managed to keep going and survive. I know there's no fans at the moment, but I think that there's enough money. Well, some clubs, not all, can afford it.
No.
There's a lot of football clubs out there, huge clubs that can't. I mean, he won't be going to Barcelona anytime soon.
No.
Will he? But he will have. He's in so much control and power here. He might decide that he wants to stay at Dortmund for another year, where he's enjoying his football, he's progressing nicely, he's obviously settled into the system and the way they're playing, and he's happy.
But he can be the difference. If Man City were to buy him, and obviously I want him to come to my club, but if Man City bought him, they've got at least 10 years of one of the best strikers on the planet.
Well, wherever he goes.
That could be the difference between Man City winning and not winning the Champions League. Often as well.
Yeah, I mean, you think about the way that City play. I mean, from what I've seen, I don't think there's too many systems he can't be effective in. From what I've seen, he's got a little bit of everything. He's an absolute monster as well.
If Man City were going to break the bank for either Messi or Haaland...
Well, I personally, if it was down to me, I would go Haaland, personally. I
agree with that. So let's put it out there, 08717 22 just quickly, we were watching the Juve game, and we're talking about Ronaldo. He's got a year left on his deal.
Yeah.
They paid 90 million for him. Mm-hmm. What do you think they'll do? Do you think they'll cash in? Do you think they'll go somewhere? Do you think a club like Manchester United should go after someone like Ronaldo? He's
got Haaland.
37.
Go.
Oh, no, let's just say he doesn't go. Would it be a backward step for Manchester United to get Cristiano Ronaldo back?
Depends what you're paying. We know Ronaldo is he keeps going, doesn't he? He looks after himself. We're looking at Zlatan, Cavani, who are still performing at that level. You're not getting the Ronaldo that we saw. He's a different player now as well, but he's still a world-class player.